Will Smith grew up in a middle-class family. He had a rough childhood after his parents decided to separate when he was only 13. Even though it was hard and painful, he never allowed his family problems to stay in the way of his dream, so he began his rapping career as a teenager. His father was very tough on him. He taught him discipline from a very young age, so as a teen, Will worked for his father's business, helping him install refrigerators in people's houses. In high school, he was nicknamed the Prince because of his charm and his skill to get out of any trouble. He was a very bright kid who was also excellent in math, and he firmly believes that he probably could have gotten into MIT, but he decided to become a rapper. His parents were not happy about that. When Will Smith told his parents that he wanted to become a professional rapper instead of going to college like everyone expected from him, they were absolutely against that crazy idea. They wanted him to go to college like everyone else. They thought that was the only way for him to actually succeed in life. But his parents were nice enough and gave him 1 year time limit to make it as a rapper. So he and his friends started making music together and became very popular because of their clean rap. Their first album went multi-platinum. They even won a Grammy. So Will Smith became a millionaire and spent his money freely during this time, but not for long. Their third album was a failure, so Will started having some financial troubles. He owed the IRS $2.8 million for taxes, so they took away his possessions and most of his income. So Will Smith was at the lowest point of his life. He was broke and lost everything. He was devastated and owed millions in taxes when one decision changed everything. His girlfriend was tired of seeing him unhappy, so she made him go to an audition. At first, he didn't want the role because he wasn't an actor, but after an improvised 10-minute audition, everyone was fascinated with his ability to act, and they offered him a contract right then and there. And that's how Will Smith became the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He took the first step of an amazing journey, and he didn't even think he could act. Without knowing, he changed his life forever. The sitcom became a huge success and Will Smith became a star. But in his acting career, he had failures that knocked him on the ground. One of those failures was the movie After Earth. The movie flopped so badly that it became one of the most painful failures for Will Smith. He was devastated and felt sorry for himself when in one moment he got a call that his father had cancer, and that shifted his perspective. I stopped working for 1.5 years. His life changed forever, and he has an advice for you. Fail early, fail often, fail forward. It's always a little bit frustrating to me when people have a negative relationship with failure. Failure is a massive part of being able to be successful. You have to get comfortable with failure. You have to actually seek failure. Failure is where all the lessons are. When you go to the gym and you work out, you're actually seeking failure. You want to take your muscles to the point where you seek failure, because that's where the adaptation is. That's where growth is. Successful people fail a lot. They fail a whole lot more than they succeed. You gotta take a shot. You have to live at the edge of your capabilities. You gotta live where you're almost certain you're gonna fail. That's the reason for practice. Practice is controlled failure. So fail early, fail often, fail forward. So, what's your story?